Hello everyone, Maurice and welcome to Things to Invest. Talk about investing, finance, professional development. For today's video, terms only. The investment I'm going to talk about today will be Ethereum ticker ETH. First, I want to say happy Friday, everybody. Hope you have a great week so far. We're looking forward to the weekend. With respect to Ethereum, as we're recording around 11:06 a.m. on Eastern time in the Eastern morning right now. With respect to Ethereum, is currently trading around $2,176, up about 2.63% so far. With respect to the consecutive positive affectation that we've had so far, and one pop the balloon affectation that we've had with the FOMC meeting and the negative job report that we got from the Department of Labor earlier this week. This morning, we got two positive affectations that I've identified so far. With respect to one is the depictions around the anticipatory pressure on the London fork that's expected to debut on August 4th. And the other one is with respect to more relevant to Bitcoin specifically, is Square planning to make a hardware wallet for Bitcoin. With respect to Square, as you know, that's a company owned by Jack Dorsey, as well as with Twitter at the same time, that Square is going to be making a hard wallet for Bitcoin. The payment company confirmed that on Twitter on Thursday, shortly before the U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren flagged the growing risks posed to consumers and financial markets by the crypto markets. With respect to the Bitcoin wallets, it can be stored offline or online at crypto exchanges, venues, and other e-commerce or commerce sites where Bitcoin can be bought and sold for traditional currencies or other virtual coins. So similar to like the Square payment app solutions that you probably see in like coffee shops. Two news are obviously positive affectation across the whole crypto market, with more specifically onto Bitcoin. However, today is the Friday, and the weekend affectation is something that we have to be expecting based on just historical trends going forward right now, right? With respect to the rebound that we saw on both the equity and the crypto market, we have to see how that anti-correlates, right? And how the affectation should be expecting by dollar cost averaging and looking out for the resistance level for us to mitigate the risk going forward, right? Remember that Fridays and Saturday historically has been consecutive red days, right? And then Sunday is typically a rebound, but it's more of a wild card because of the black swan affectation that we sometimes just don't have that foreseeable predictability, right? So I'm gonna go through a technical analysis again to see how we can risk mitigate going forward from here. So stay tuned, stick around, let's make some money. Moving on to the technical analysis for Ethereum ticker ETH, I'm recording as of 11:12 a.m. on Eastern time right now. Currently trading at like the $2,177, up about 2.65%. With respect to just to recap on a historical trends perspective, ever since on June 26, basically not that long ago, we had that rebound that occurred. And ever since then, stemmed from the consecutive positive affectation. I've been keeping tabs, right? One is the JP Morgan article or that research report with respect to proof of stake adoption going forward, with their forecast from $9 billion currently to $20 billion in the next 2 years to $40 billion by 2025, right? And subsequent to that, we got another green candle with respect to the $542 million spent in Ethereum by an unknown entity purchasing, the rates from basically 2 Thursdays ago and last Thursday with 133 different accounts, which is obviously a big bullish signal, buying around these areas, right? And then the subsequent consecutive news we got was from ENY on taking a crack at the gas fee problem, right, with respect to the Nightfall 3 protocol that, despite their failure in 2019, it seems like they are cultivating and get back onto the horse to help with solving this long-term value proposition play going forward, right? And then subsequent to that, we got more news on the confirmation on the dates of London fork that's getting expected to debut on August 4th, which is obviously a macro seismic catalyst that we should be expecting some anticipatory pressure going forward. And with respect to another news that we got, more recent news, as the Goldman Sachs client relationship correspondence notes on their support and the stamp of approval towards Ethereum, which, having Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, which are the most powerful banks in the world, and mainly specifically in the US, obviously gives a lot of gravitas into Ethereum as a value proposition going forward. And then recently, another trivial news, I'm just keeping tabs again, I've been keeping tabs in a chronological order, is that Barrymore investment, right? That US congressman invested anywhere from 5,000 to 75,000, the rates from May to June, in 3 respective cryptocurrencies, Dogecoin, Ethereum, and Cardano. which obviously, as a stamp of approval again from a U.S. congressman himself. And then subsequent to that, you see two red candles, and these are basically a combination of two things, right? One is the FOMC meeting that we had with the kind of the depictions around the foreshadow of the quantitative tightening or the tapering that's expected to happen in the near future, based on Jerome Powell, his depictions around like 6 to 9 months out, which obviously with this negative news drives some selling pressure across the crypto market, but also at the same time the equity market, right? They don't correlate in that perspective. And then also with respect to the job report that we got from the U.S. Department of Labor, it was weaker than expected, so that also drive another pressure, right? And with respect to this morning, on Friday, we got two news just based on what I talked about before. One is the depictions around London Fork, basically just to support and reinforce with respect to the news that they came out recently, right, on the August 4th date. So this is just another reiteration, or a supplement, if you may, right? And then the Square Bitcoin wallet news as well. So obviously two positive news. One is more pseudo, one is more neutral, more of a short foreshadow perspective. So what I see going forward from here, right? I think right now we are seeing some sort of a sell-off across some of the growth and tech stocks right now. So I do see some sectoral rotation that's currently going on right now. However, on the SPY level, we are kind of flat, and so is Nasdaq. We're kind of flat at the moment. You could see that Nasdaq's kind of worrisome right now. We are slowly crossing down. So I do see some sell-off, and I think we are already seeing the balloon popping a little bit right now, knowing the fact that RSI is highly overbought. So shorting the Nasdaq wouldn't be, illogical move, if you may, right? With respect to SPY, whoops, I don't know what that is. Anyways, so for SPY, it is still highly overbought, but we do have a little bit more leap up to go, knowing the fact that with that curvature right now on a MACD perspective. So I do see a little bit of more of a pump going forward on the SPY side perspective. So let's take a look at Ethereum right now. How sustainable is the current level of 2,175, right? So knowing the fact that we did break above the 2,150, congratulations to the ones, including myself, actually bought at the $2,050 level that we dropped down to yesterday because of the negative news that we had, right? However, with respect to the weekend affectation, I do foresee some sort of, people securing their profit towards the weekend coming. So we have to watch basically sometimes around like 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock time frame, like 3-4 hours before the market closing, because that's typically the time when the weekend affectations start to come in and start to influence the market on the equity side, and subsequently have some anti-correlation effects onto the crypto side. And knowing the fact that today's a green day, I do foresee some selling pressure coming, because despite the level that we're at right now is a relatively sustainable level, and the likelihood of actually going back down below the 2,150, I think is quite likely actually, because of the fact that with respect to the MACD, we're pretty much stretched up right now. We are more normalized on the RSI level right now, but I think the likelihood of actually breaking down or hovering around this level would be likely. I think, if you were to dollar cost average right now, it's not a bad level. Again, right, this is a level that we've tested 22 times now. I've been keeping tabs, right? 21 times was yesterday. Today we hit it again, so it's 22 times so far. But you know that tomorrow can be a red day, contingent on no more black swan news that can happen. But we've been percolating a lot of positive news, in the last consecutive days, despite obviously the overall macro news from the FOMC meeting and the job report. But if you cancel that out, we've been having basically 7-8 consecutive positive news on Ethereum specifically. So I think, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually hear more positive news during this weekend, especially on Sunday, which is something that has occurred multiple times historically. But if I was you right now, I think buying at the current level is, pretty great. I'm not that, worried about this level. I actually bought 2.5 Ethereum there, and then I bought another 2.5 Ethereum at the $2,050 level. So I'm happy at the level that I'm at. If we drop back down to 2,050 during this weekend, I'll probably just buy more, right? Do we see 1950? I don't think so, because that would be that just would not be the most logical thing, because ahead of the summit that would be expecting, and I think the summit anticipatory pressure should start to begin on the 14th, basically the upcoming Wednesday next week, a week ahead of the 21st, which is the summit. And then August 4th, we might see some anticipatory pressure on the 28th. So those are the dates that I would look out for to see how the market will shift from there, because that's typically when the media affectations start to get picked up and then start influencing the market. And next thing you know, you see that like buy the rumor, sell the news type of affectation. You start to see the market pumped up across the whole crypto market. And then once you hit the summit, you start to see like sell off around like the mid of the summit, and then kind of sell off from there, contingent on obviously the verbiage that we'll be hearing from, the hosts, right? The Jack Dorsey and Elon Musk and some of the crypto influencer, if you may, in the ecosystem. All right, just to recap all the numbers in the technical analysis again, I think the current level, again, the 2,150 is a great level to buy at. I keep mentioning this is a level that we've tested, again, 22 times now. And respect to the level of steel, the $2,050 level, this is the level that I told you guys, consecutively in my previous video now. And, congratulations again to the ones actually bought in at the resistance level. Again, right, it's hard to break below that $2,000 level. And that's the level that we would typically kind of bounce off like the ping pong ball table type of affectation. So that's a level that I am eyeing out for this weekend because of the weekend affectation that's coming. Contingent on no black swan events or having more neutral market news in the upcoming days going forward. Respect to corporate adoption, 20%, 9,800, 4.4 times your money. All right, so that's it for there. Respect my technical analysis on Ethereum ticket ETH. Have a great rest of the Friday. And please hit the like button, subscribe button, and also bell notification. Watch out for the next coming up. Take care. Bye.